I am mixing up some gold for this video. It's half Owatrol, half gold. I'm using DecoArt. I'm going to do white on this portion and gold on this portion, wet. And then I'm going to do a dirty cup or a flip and drag or something through the center there. So I've got my snow or titanium white, Glorious Gold by DecoArt there. I've got a cup, probably 2 bottles worth of paint in this cup. It's a pretty large cup. I wanted to have plenty of gold. The great part is I've got a top I can seal it with. It came from somewhere we ate dinner at, and I put tape over the little hole on the plastic lid. So that way it's airtight when I'm not using the paint. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Anytime you use metallics, they're always super thick, so this is going to take some water, quite a bit of water, to get it thinned down. This was the gold spray paint. It's just a layer below your bottle paint because this is fluid and it probably would not cover the canvas real well just by itself. So that's why I sprayed a layer of just generic gold spray paint. It's dry, and then I'm going to put the wet layer over this part and then white over this part. And I'm going to leave the gold substantially thicker because I do want it to fairly much cover this, because this is kind of a brassy gold. It's pretty, but I want this paint to totally cover it and be wet. And I also have a bunch of titanium white mixed up in a big bottle, and I keep it in a squirt bottle, my squeeze bottles, and I also am pouring it into this cup here because I kind of use it in batches. And this, I just keep this cup. It's got a lid that's covered with paint, but it's sealed up, and I can seal my paint when I'm not using it. And I leave it a little bit thicker too, and my colors are usually going to be thinner. So the first thing I want to do is put down my layer of gold. And as you can see, it's quite different looking than the spray paint gold. And that's why I wanted to cover the spray paint. I want this gold to be the predominant gold. And I'm going to try to leave negative space with the gold and the white. So I do want it to be fairly even. And here I'm just want to add a little bit more white through that center. I'm going to take some of this gold pour it in this little container and add a little more water. So this was thicker, this down here. I just dripped on it, but that's okay. I wanted it thicker on here, but I'm going to also do a dirty pour cup, I think. And so I wanted this to be more like pouring consistency, which is a little, had to have a little more water in it. And then I've added my silicone. So there's that batch. And I've got dioxazine purple in a squeeze bottle. I have a mixture of mulberry with the dioxazine purple. I may use ultra deep blue, I'm not sure, I don't think I am. This is very close to this other color, it's called Purple Rain. I might use a little bit of lamp black. This has no silicone. All my other squeeze bottles have silicone in them. I have a little bit of the Purple Rain and white mixed together to make a lighter color that has some silicone in it. And I might use magenta, which is the primary magenta, that's the premium brand. So I may use a touch of that. I'm going to use the gold. I think that's pretty much my, yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the colors I would definitely use if I'm what I'm going to use for. I'm going to go ahead and cover this gold up for now, the thicker gold, just because I don't want it getting too thick or dried out or anything. I am going to hit it. This is a heat gun. It's only 1500 watts. It does not have a lot of heat like you would think, so it doesn't burn things and that kind of thing. I just want to let you know. It's good for popping bubbles and bringing some cells out, but it's not super hot. I think even a torch is going to have more fire and heat to it than a heat gun does. I like the heat gun because I can turn it on and turn it off with electric, and there's no fumes and that kind of thing, or worrying about a fire, those kind of things. Oh, I do have a periwinkle blue purple that I mixed up. It's my own mixture. I did the purple, I did a little blue and some white, and I might have put a hint of black in it to tone it down, but it's more of a periwinkle, and I may use that probably too. So with this one I'm going to do the dirty pour. So I'm going to start with some white. Little gold. Purple is the color of the year, and gold accents are coming back into style, so that's what kind of prompted me to do this color thing. And because these are in squirt bottles, it's easy to just squirt down and it shoots down in the center of the paint. So if you tilt your bottle, you can control squirting on the side and layer the paint up a little easier. Just put a hint of that magenta in. Okay, so I've got a substantial amount of paint, and if I flip and drag, I know it's a little bit too much, so I'm going to take the stick and just crisscross through it. I had some drips there I wanted to go back over. So I'm gonna heat this with the heat gun. Okay. I like the looks of it right now. So I'm going to try to do this slow. Make sure to wipe your whatever you're scraping or swiping with, and I'm just, this is a really, really light touch. Because what will happen is it'll put whatever you've scraped off, it'll put it back on top, and you don't want that. Now, what I'm going to do is pour a little bit right here. Without changing this too much. I love this. Just didn't have enough of the deeper purple, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe a little bit in this corner just to give it something else in that area. So I didn't like the way that looked, so I'm just going to try it again. Okay, I don't want to tilt too much because then I'm going to lose this, and I don't want to lose this. I left a little of this purple off. I want these to kind of connect in a way. Just don't want the purple to feel so hard right there. I love this right here. I love that. I'm going to leave that part. I'm just trying to make sure I've got enough paint. So what you're doing is when you swipe with colors to not get it muddy, you've just got to have a really, really light touch where you're parallel with the paint. It just so happened that this one has worked out the way I wanted it to. It probably has a better outcome than I had actually anticipated. Want just a little deeper purple up here if I can get it. Isn't that pretty? Just on the stick by itself. So I'm lightly, very lightly skimming that surface. I like this. I really, really like it. This may not appeal to anyone for their decorating, but I love it. I love the colors. I love the way the cells formed and stretched a little bit, and I was hoping to have bigger cells, but I kind of like the way it's kind of zigzaggy in a way. I like that. It makes it look a little different from just a standard cell pour that has the big cells, you know? I'm not good at getting like really large cells. I guess I tilt too much, or I do something that messes up the cell formation. I get plenty of cells from the get-go, just pouring. Plenty of cells. It's just a matter of keeping the cells, which is sometimes hard to do by losing them when you tilt it. So I'm going to bring the canvas up to you. I'm trying to You pretty much have to do it backwards on the camera, which is confusing to me. I am not good in the area of the opposite things to look at on the camera. So there's there. Come this way. Some really cool stuff going on. So there's that. I'm loving that one. I'm going to put it away.